From Montreal's Olympic Stadium, this is Kurt Berglund with Pine Tar Baseball, found at ttlbaseballgame.com, ttlbaseballgame.com for your own set of Pine Tar Baseball. This is my Great Teams Tournament, and it's the National League Championship Series. We are down to two teams left on the National League side of the bracket. They are the 1979 Montreal Expos, who are hosting today the 1964 Philadelphia Phillies. This is a great team set selected by you, the Pine Tar fans, way back in January of 2020. And these two teams are Cinderella teams that both made it to the finals. How did they do it? Well, let's look at the bracket. The 1964 Phillies did it by defeating the 65 Dodgers in 4 games. Then they went on and swept the 86 Mets in 3 straight. These are all best-of-5 series. And are now 1 win away from going to the World Series of this tournament. The 79 Expos did it, got here by defeating the 85 Cardinals in 4 games, and then defeated the 75 Reds in 5 games. After falling behind 2-0 in that series, they swept the last 3. In this series, Game 1 was a 1-0 battle between Steve Rogers and Jim Bunning, won by Rogers and the Expos 1-0. In Montreal. Then the scene shifted to Philadelphia, where the Phillies, behind the pitching of Chris Short, won Game 2 7-1, and they won Game 3 in extra innings, in 10 innings, 5-4, with tons of heroes. But it was on a walk-off single by Tony Gonzalez, scoring Tony Taylor from second base with the winning run that gave the margin of victory. So, of the 3 games, we have had 2 one-run victories. We're back in Montreal. Montreal has the home field advantage in the series because of winning 3 more games in the regular season than the Phillies did, of course. Neither team made the playoffs in their respective season, but they both won over 90 games. So, we are here for Game 4, with the Phillies ahead 2-1. All they have to do is win one of the last 2 games to advance to the World Series against the American League representative, which will be either the 74 A's or the 1980 Royals. I hope you're watching that side of the bracket on my channel as well. So, let's go over the lineups today and get started. For the 1964 Philadelphia Phillies, on the road here in Montreal on the carpet in Olympic Stadium, it's Tony Taylor leading off at second base, Johnny Callison in right field batting second, Richie Allen batting third at third base, Wes Covington batting fourth in left field, Tony Gonzalez batting fifth in center field, Frank Thomas getting his first start of the series. No, not that Frank Thomas. Batting 6th at first base. Batting 7th, Clay Dalrymple, the catcher. And batting 8th, Bobby Wine, the shortstop. On the mound, Dennis Bennett, the left-hander who was injured in August for these Phillies. But as you can see, on the road, an A pitcher the first 2 times through the order, then becomes a D pitcher after that. Walk modifier on 77. He has a maximum of 6 innings pitched, but he can improve that with good performance. He will bat 9th. And he is, I think I said, he is a lefty. For the 1979 Montreal Expos, Rodney Scott will lead off at second base. Ellis Valentine will bat second against the left-hander and play right field. Andre Dawson will bat third and play center. Gary Carter will bat fourth and catch. Tony Perez will bat fifth and play first. Larry Parrish will bat sixth and play third. Warren Cromartie will bat seventh and play left field. Chris Spire will bat 8th and play shortstop. And David Palmer will be on the mound, the right-hander, right-handed rookie semi-phenom in 1979. As you can see, at home, he is an A+ the first 2 times through the order, then he drops to an A. He has no strikeout or walk modifiers, but he does have a maximum of 7 innings pitched, but can improve that with good performance as well. So we are ready to go. Bennett is a soft-tossing lefty. Palmer, a harder-throwing righty. So it'll be an interesting matchup that way. The Expos have started 2 left-handers in the last 2 games, Bill Lee and Dan Schatzeder. Neither one has brought home a W for their team. So the Expos are back to a righty. Everybody is available today except no, I'm wrong. Everybody is available today for the Expos as far as the bullpen is concerned. Everybody is available. However, for the Phillies, Jack Baldwin, who was used in the 8th and 9th innings of the last game, is unavailable today due to heavy workload. So Baldwin will not be closing today. Ed Roebuck and Bobby Shantz will get the duties to do that if it is required. Tony Taylor steps in against David Palmer. The pitch to the second baseman for the Phillies is ball 4. He takes his base, and a leadoff walk is what's going to drive Dick Williams to the Maylocks early in this one. Callison, the star right fielder of the Philadelphia Phillies, stands in against David Palmer. And Johnny Callison strikes out, swinging on the 2-2 fastball. Taylor still at first base. Richie Allen, 64 Rookie of the Year, stands in, 318 for him on the season. And we have an error check right away in the first inning. We have an error check. Allen hits it hard. And it's at second base. And it's not handled by Rodney Scott. It's an error. It's an E4. Taylor will advance to second on Rodney Scott's error. So there's now 2 on with 1 out. The Phillies win this, they're in the World Series. The Expos have to win to stay alive. Wes Covington, a hero with a pinch hit home run to tie the game in Game 3. Pitch to Covington is a ground ball to second base. Scott with another chance. This time he goes to Spire for 1. The relay to first to Perez is not in time, and Taylor advances to third. Covington is safe at first, so it's first and third with 2 outs now. The Expos infield, of course, back with 2 outs, and Tony Gonzalez, the walk-off hero of Game 3, stands in with a chance to give the Phillies an early lead. The pitch is lifted in the air to center field. It's going to drive Andre Dawson back, but he's got room to make the play, and David Palmer gets out of trouble right away in the top of the first. We go to the bottom of the second. We are scoreless. Bottom of the first, we are scoreless in Montreal as Dennis Bennett takes his stroll out to the mound. Rodney Scott leads off. He'll be followed by Ellis Valentine and then Andre Dawson. Pitch to Rodney is ball 4. He draws a walk. Checking Clay Dalrymple's arm, Rodney Scott is a speedster. Dalrymple is a -9. That drives Scott down to a 66. He will work on his lead. Dennis Bennett now faces Ellis Valentine, who hit 276 in 1979 with power. Pitch to Valentine. Scott is not going, and this one is hit hard, and we have an error check for the Phillies. Valentine mashes it off the carpet. It's right at Bobby Wine. Wine sticks out his glove and cannot make the play. We've got jitters for both teams early in this game. That's an E6 as Valentine will take first. Scott will stop at second. We got 2 on with nobody out for the Expos in the first. Both teams mounting early threats. The Phillies were not successful. Let's see how the Expos do. Dawson stands in. He's at 275 against Bennett. The pitch to Andre, and this is trouble. It's a line drive, base hit left field. Covington is charging and gets rid of the ball in good shape. Scott will be held at third. It's a single for Dawson, and the bases are loaded for the kid, Gary Carter, the Expos cleanup batter, 283 in 1979. Bennett in trouble, nobody out in the first inning. The Phillies defense will play back for a double play. The pitch to Carter. The pitch to Carter is grounded at first, gloved by Thomas. Thomas will go to Wine for 1, and the return throw to Bennett is in time to double up Carter at first. Scott scores on the double play, and Valentine advances to third, but the Phillies get a pair of outs on the grounder, and that is the trade they wanted to make by playing back. So Dawson is retired at second, and Carter is retired on the return throw to first. With 2 outs, it's Ellis Valentine at third. The Expos have a 1-0 lead, and Tony Perez, 270 in 1979, steps in. And this one's hit hard. It's hit to the left, to right field. Callison to the wall. It is gone. Tony Perez has just left the building, and so has Elvis. It is 3-0 Expos in the first inning in a game they have to stay alive. Bennett, frustrated with himself on the mound. He was close to getting out of this, and now he's given up a 3 spot. Larry Parrish with nobody on and 2 men out. Parrish lines it to left. It's going to be in the corner. It's going to rattle around on Covington, and Larry will be able to stroll into second with a double. Bennett with more trouble. Warren Cromartie stands in. 275 in 1979. Parrish at second, ready to score the 4th run of the inning for the Expos. If Cromartie can come through. He strikes him out on some Bennett soft stuff. And that gets the Phillies out of the inning, but the Expos put up a crooked number in the first inning in a game they've got to have to stay alive. Expos 3 runs on 3 hits, 1 error, and 1 left. After 1 inning, David Palmer has been staked to a 3-0 lead in Montreal. For the Phillies in the top of the second, it'll be Frank Thomas, Clay Dalrymple, and Bobby Wine for the 64 Phillies. Thomas hits it on the ground to second, taken by Rodney Scott, who will throw to Tony Perez for the out, and that's out number 1 in the second. Clay Dalrymple stands in, 238 for him in 1964. This one is hammered on the ground to short, taken by Spire, who throws to Perez for 2 down. And with 2 outs and nobody on, Bobby Wine stands in. The Phillies shortstop later the Expos shortstop. 212 for Bobby in 1964. And this one is hit to center and not deep. Dawson will come in a few steps and make the play, and that'll retire the Phillies in the second. We go to the bottom of the second. 3-0 Montreal in Game 4 of the National League Championship Series. It's a best of 5. Check out Pine Tar Baseball at ttlbaseballgame.com. Chris Spire up 227 in 1979. He's up against Bennett, and he drills one to left. It's going to drive Covington to the track, but he's going to make the play, and that's one down in the second. Bennett continues to be fooling nobody. David Palmer stands in. The Expos pitcher, not a good hitter. Let's just leave it at that. Hit in the air to left, and here comes Covington in a few steps, and he'll make the second out of the inning. Here comes Rodney Scott. No official at-bats. He walked and scored a run in the first on the double play ball by Carter. The pitch to Scott. And Rodney hits this one to third, gloved by Allen. Ritchie throws across to Frank Thomas, and that will retire the Expos 1-2-3 in the second. Bennett may have righted the ship. We go to the top of the third. It's Expos 3, Phillies 0 in Game 4 of the NLCS. Dennis Bennett will lead off the inning for Philadelphia. Not awful at the plate. The pitch to Bennett is hit on the ground to second. Rodney Scott will glove it on a hop and throw to Perez for out number 1. Now it's Tony Taylor, 251 on his 1964 season. He walked back in the first. The pitch to Taylor is hit in the air to left. This one is going to be taken by Cromartie with no trouble, and it's 2 down. That's now, we're at 7 in a row for David Palmer retired. Johnny Callison hit 274 in 1964. He's 0 for 1 today with a strikeout. The pitch to Callison is hit in the air to center. It's going to be 8 in a row because Dawson's there, and that retires the Phillies in the third. Palmer is on his game, which is exactly what Expos manager Dick Williams was hoping for when he gave him the ball today. Bottom of the third, Expos 3, Phillies 0. Valentine, Dawson, and Carter in the bottom of the third for Montreal. Ellis hits one in the air to left. He pulled it. Wes Covington right on a line, and he's got it for 1 down. Andre Dawson stands in, 1 for 1. Andre. Boy, oh boy. He singled in the first, and he's got himself another one as he pulls a base hit between Wine and Allen into left field for another hit. Andre, way back in the day, could run. He was a young player in 1979, and the knees hadn't been chewed up by the Olympic Stadium turf yet. He's a 76. Dalrymple is a -9, which makes him a 67. They can send him to try and keep Carter out of a double play. Dawson works it on his lead. Bennett to the belt, looks right at him. The pitch home. There goes Dawson. And the throw from Dalrymple down to Taylor is not in time. Dawson steals second for the Expos. And Carter now has a man in scoring position and an 0-1 count. Dick Williams aggressive with a 3-0 lead. Carter hit into a run-scoring double play in the first. Pitch to Gary is hit in the air to center. Hit in the air to center. This is going to be taken by Gonzalez, and Dawson is tagging. Dawson is tagging. He needs a 70 or less to advance to third base. Let's see what he gets. He's safe for the 66. Carter flies out to center. Dawson advances to third, and with 2 outs, he's 90 feet away from being the Expos' fourth run. Tony Perez stands in, a 2-run homer in the first on his ledger. Bennett to the belt. Mock in the Phillies dugout, watching carefully. The pitch home to Perez. Hit in the air to left. It's going to drive Covington back to the track, to the wall. He's got it. And Bennett, fooling nobody but getting out of trouble as Dawson walks, steals second, advances to third, and is stranded there in the bottom of the third. So we go to the fourth. Bennett clinging to life. Montreal 3, Phillies nothing, and it's going to be the meat of the Phillies order. Richie Allen, Wes Covington, Tony Gonzalez up in the fourth against the right-hander David Palmer, who has allowed only a walk and a batter to reach on an error so far. He has struck out 1. The pitch to Allen is a ground ball to second base. That's Rodney Scott, who will flip to Perez for out number 1. Wes Covington, 0 for 1. Pitch to Wes is ball 4. He walks Covington, the Phillies cleanup batter against right-handed pitching. Gonzalez, 0 for 1 on the day, 278 and 64. Phillies want to get something going here. They want to go to the World Series. This is hitting the air to right, and in comes Valentine at top speed, and he will get there for the second out of the inning, which will bring up Frank Thomas. 271 with a pair of ball clubs in 1964. He's 0 for 1 today. The pitch to Frank struck him out on a Palmer breaking ball. That retires the side in the fourth. 1 base runner, no hits for the Phillies. Nothing across after 3.5. Montreal 3. Philadelphia nothing in Game 4 of the NLCS. Montreal must win to stay alive. Larry Parrish up. He doubled in the first. 307 in 1979. This one is a line drive base hit up the middle. Parrish has another hit. He's 2 for 2 on the day, and now Dick Williams has some choices. And what he wants to do, Cromartie stands in against the left-hander Bennett. He struck out in the first. Pitch home to him. Ball 2. Cromartie takes and is ahead in the count. 2 balls and no strikes. Pitch home. Line drive, base hit, center field. In front of Gonzalez, who's charging it nicely. Parrish will stop at second. And it's 2 on with nobody out in the fourth with Chris Spire and then David Palmer on deck. Spire is 0 for 1, only 227 in 1979, but was a good offensive player in the 70s. This is a base hit for Spire. Hit up the middle to... Wait a minute. No. My bad. Spire strikes out on some Bennett soft stuff. The pitcher modifier, we had a roll of a 10, so it ends in 0. And so we look at the modifier table, and that results in a strikeout for Spire. So 1 out now, 2 on. Parrish at second, Cromartie at first, Palmer up. He is a good bunter. Will they ask him to bunt? The pitch, he's squaring to bunt. He gets it down. Palmer bunts it to Thomas. Thomas turns and flips to Tony Taylor covering first, and that'll move up the runners to second and third. Parrish to third, Cromartie to second, and Rodney Scott with a chance to do serious damage to the Phillies World Series hopes for this game by coming through with a base hit. Rodney's 0 for 1 with a walk and a run scored. Bennett to the belt, checks the runners. The pitch home. And Rodney hits a ground ball to third, gloved by Allen to his left, throws across to Thomas, and that will retire the Expos. Wow, another chance missed by the Expos to put this thing comfortably ahead for them, but instead the Phillies are sticking around. It's Expos 3, Phillies nothing. Expos 3, Phillies nothing after 4. Clay Dalrymple will lead off the inning at the top of the 5th for the Phillies. He's 0 for 1 on the day. The pitch from Palmer. Hit in the air to right. It's high, but it's not deep. Valentine will make the grab for the first out of the inning. Bobby Wine stands in. Palmer has allowed 2 walks, and that's it on his day. 4 1/3 pitch so far. The pitch to Wine. And Bobby corks this one into the gap. It's going to get past Valentine. It's going to get past Valentine. It's going to get past Dawson. And Bobby Wine will get all the way to third base on the unlikeliest man to hit a triple that you can think of in this lineup. He will reach third base with 1 out, and it's Dennis Bennett due. Bennett not helpless at the plate, but also hasn't exactly been Walter Johnson in this game. Phillies want this run. Does Mock pinch hit for him? Let's see what the bullpen options look like today. The bullpen's thin due to the absence of Balchin. Oh boy. They can cover it if they need to, but they're not gonna. They're gonna leave Bennett in there, and Bennett will bat with Wine on third. Palmer to the belt. Looks at Wine. The Expos infield is at normal depth. The pitch from Dennis to Palmer. Is stroked into left. A base hit for Dennis Bennett off David Palmer. That will drive in Bobby Wine with the Phillies' first run of the day. And now the pressure shifts to Dick Williams. Does he want to get his bullpen going in a game the Expos have to have? It's 3-1. It's 3-1 now, Philadelphia. Sanderson and May are quickly loosening in the Expos bullpen. We're back up to the top of the order, and there's only 1 out in the top of the 5th. Expos lead 3-1. Bennett is on first base. Tony Taylor is up, and Bobby Wine has already scored a run in this inning. We have a rare play. And let's see what that does. We have a runner on, and the rare play is a pitch to Taylor. Taylor hits a bouncing ball toward right field. It hits Dennis Bennett. Bennett is out. He is hit by a batted ball. And Taylor is safe at first. So the effect of that is that Taylor and Bennett switch places. There's 2 outs now, and Johnny Callison is the tying run, and he is at the plate. He is 0 for 2 today with a strikeout. Tony Taylor on first. The pitcher has been hit by a batted ball. Alrighty. The pitch to Callison. Is a ground ball at first, chopped to Perez. He's going to glove it and take it himself, and that will get Palmer off the hook in the 5th. But the Phillies score their first run of the ball game, and we go to the bottom of the 5th with the score Montreal 3, Philadelphia 1 in Game 4 of the NLCS. Bennett back out there. He's been walking a tightrope this whole game. He's got Valentine, Dawson, and Carter on the agenda for the bottom of the 5th. The pitch to Ellis is hit in the air to center. Tony Gonzalez almost right in his tracks. 1 down. Dawson comes up. He's 2 for 2 with a stolen base on the day. Yay! Strikes out on some Bennett off-speed stuff. And Carter now up 0 for 2 on his day. 2 outs, nobody on for the Expos. We're in the bottom of the 5th. This one's hit in the air to center. It's Gonzalez back a few steps towards left center and makes the play. That retires the Expos 1-2-3 in the 5th. We go to the 6th inning. Palmer coming back out. It's Montreal 3, Philadelphia 1, in a game the Expos have to win to stay alive. If the Phillies win, they go to the World Series, and Jim Bunning starts Game 1. 0 for 2 for Richie Allen. It's Allen, Covington, and Gonzalez in the bottom of the 6th for the Phillies. This is hit on the ground to third and gloved by Parrish. He's going to throw to Perez for out number 1 in the 6th. Wes Covington. Maybe the hit of the series so far when he hit a pinch hit homer to tie the game yesterday. Covington with a walk. He's 0 for 1 today. Wes. Strikes out on a Palmer bender. That's 2 down. And Tony Gonzalez 0 for 2 on his day. Nobody on. 2 outs for the Phillies. We're in the 6th. Pitch to Tony. Hit in the air to center. Back goes Dawson. He will make the play, and that's 3 down. We go to the bottom of the 6th, and Palmer giving it all he's got to try and get the Expos to Game 5, where it would be Rogers and Bunning if it happens. We had a 1-0 classic with that matchup in Game 1 of this series. Bennett back on the mound. It's Perez, Parrish, and Cromartie for Montreal. Expos need, they want an insurance run. Perez is 1 for 2 with a 2-run bomb in the 1st. This one's hit high and deep, center field. Tony Gonzalez to the wall, and it's gone. Perez has left the building. So has Elvis. It's a 1-run, a solo shot for Tony Perez, and a 4-1 lead now for Montreal with 2 bombs from Perez in this game. Dennis Bennett not happy. Art Mahaffey is going to start throwing in the bullpen for the Phillies. So is Ed Roebuck. Parrish stands in. No. That's not Roebuck. That's not Roebuck. That's Bobby Shantz and Art Mahaffey. All right, so a lefty and a righty double-barreled action in the Phillies bullpen. Larry Parrish stands in. 2 for 2 on the day with a double. There's nobody out in the Expos 6th. Bennett might be running out of gas. The pitch is a walk. He walked him. It's ball 4. Bennett's definitely running out of gas, and it's Cromartie due. Shantz isn't ready, so Gene Mauch is going to take a long, slow walk out to that mound before he calls for Bobby Shantz to come on and take over for Bennett. Shantz will get the nod, but Mock has not called for him yet. Here comes Shantz. Now Mock raises left hand as Ray Charles, the home plate umpire, asks Mock to make a decision. So he does. He raises his left hand, and that means he's calling for Bobby Shantz. Bobby Shantz will be the pitcher for the Phillies in the 6th. He will face Warren Cromartie. Chris Spire is on deck. And we're going to have a double switch as Shantz is going to take Tony Gonzalez's spot in the batting order. He will bat 5th. We will have a new center fielder for the Phillies. And that's going to be Cookie Rojas. Rojas will bat 9th in the order. So Gonzalez is gone, Bennett is gone, and Rojas and Shantz take their spots. Rojas actually played more center field than any other position in 1964. Cromartie stands in. He's 1 for 2. Parrish is at first. Shantz, the little lefty, see if he can get him out of this. He's looking for a double play grounder from Cromartie. Cromartie's 1 for 2 with a strikeout on the day. The pitch from Bobby Shantz. And that is stroked into left field for a base hit. It's going to split Covington and Rojas. Parrish advancing to third. Are they going to wave him? Yes, they are. Covington gets the ball off the wall in left. He spins and throws to Wine. Wine turns and throws home to get Parrish. It is in time. Larry Parrish has been shot down at the plate with nobody out for the 2nd time in the series. Warren Cromartie hit a double to left. Covington collected it off the wall, hit Wine. Wine spun and threw home to Dalrymple, and they got Parrish at the plate for the first out of the inning, and Dick Williams just has his head in his hands. The score stays 4-1 Expos, and Chris Spire is up. 4-1 Expos, now there's one out. Cromartie is on second. Spire would love to drive him in and get Parrish off the hook. The hit is into left. Covington's going to come in a few steps, and that's going to retire him for out number 2. Palmer is up. Man in scoring position now with 2 outs. Do they want to hit for Palmer? Mahaffey is still throwing in the bullpen. He is a right-hander. Shantz, a left-hander, is on the mound. They're going to let Palmer bat. He's up by 3 and pitching well. Pitch home. They struck him out. That'll retire the Expos in the 6th, but on the strength of a Tony Perez bomb in the on the bottom of the 6th, the Phillies extend their lead back out to 3 runs by a score of 4-1. We go to the 7th. Expos have got to win the game to advance or to stay alive. The Phillies, if the Phillies win, the series is over. It's Sosa and Fryman throwing in the Expos bullpen right now. The Expos closers are getting ready. Frank Thomas, 0 for 2 on the day, leads off. Dalrymple is on deck. Bobby Wine in the hole. The pitch. Thomas hits one on the ground to second. Rodney Scott gloves it and throws to Perez. That's one down. Clay Dalrymple is 0 for 2. 0 for 2 for Clay on the day. Left-handed batting half of the Phillies catching platoon. Palmer. The pitch to Dalrymple. Hit on the ground to short. That's Spire. He throws to Perez for 2 down. And now Bobby Wine. Do they want a pinch hit for him? Yeah, they do. They're going for it. Gene Mauch wants this game. Wine's going to be gone despite his triple in the 5th. He has scored the only run for the Phillies in this one. But Johnny Briggs is getting called on to do the pinch hitting. Here in the 7th for Wine. Rojas, the center fielder, is on deck. The pitch to Briggs. Ground ball first, gloved by Perez. He's going to take it himself, and that will retire the Phillies in the 7th. We're going to have a new shortstop in the bottom of the 7th. It's going to be Ruben Amaro, who played whenever Gene Mauch just couldn't handle watching Bobby Wine try and get a hit. Amaro is the new shortstop in the bottom of the 7th. He will bat 8th in the order. That concludes David Palmer's innings pitched for the day, but he can continue because he's allowed 2 runs or less in this ball game. We'll see if Dick Williams chooses to bring him back out for the 8th. We're in the bottom of the 7th. We're stretching him out. It's Bobby Shantz to face Rodney Scott, Ellis Valentine, and Andre Dawson. The Phillies bullpen is going. It's Roebuck and Mahaffey. The pitch to Rodney Scott from Bobby Shantz is strike 3 called on a surprising Shantz fastball. Rodney takes it. Ray Charles rings him up, and we go to Ellis Valentine up now. Ellis, does awful things to left-handed pitching. And there's a series of righties coming up. That's going to do it for Bobby Shantz. Here comes Gene Mauch. Mauch has the hook with him. Art Mahaffey is going to get the call. Shantz went 1 inning. 1 1/3 innings. Allowed 1 hit, 2 strikeouts, no walks, no runs. And now Mahaffey will face Valentine. See if a double switch is in order. Oh, boy. Yes, it is. They're going to have Mahaffey bat 7th. And Gus Triandos will come in the game to do the catching. He will bat 5th. And so it's going to be a while before we see Mahaffey at the plate, which, believe me, is to everybody's advantage. All right, so Triandos comes in. He will bat 5th. Dalrymple is out. The Phillies are out of catchers, and Mahaffey will face Valentine here in the bottom of the 7th with 1 out. Dawson is on deck. Phillies trail. The Expos lead 4-1. Pitch to Valentine. Hit in the air to left. This one's going to be taken by Wes Covington, and that's 2 outs in the Expos' 7th. Nobody on. Dawson comes to the plate, 2 for 3 on the day with a stolen base and a strikeout on his ledger, and this one is hit to center field but not deep. Rojas will make the play and retire the Expos in the 7th. Mahaffey does the job, comes on for the right-handers and gets them. Palmer comes back out to the mound for the 8th. Expos lead 4-1 in a game they've got to have. They're 6 outs from forcing a Game 5 in the NLCS. Cookie Rojas with his first at-bat coming up. Then Tony Taylor, then Johnny Callison for the Phillies. And Rojas with a base hit to left. He pulls it in the hole between Spire and Parrish, and he is aboard with a leadoff single. And Dick Williams not happy in the dugout. He's gotten 7 good ones out of Palmer, but Palmer's on a short leash. Sosa and Fryman are throwing in the Expos bullpen. Pitch to Tony. This is hit on the ground to short. Fumbled by Spire. But he recovers and makes the throw across to Parrish to retire Taylor. Cookie Rojas advances to second. So with 1 man out, the Phillies have Rojas on second and Johnny Callison coming to the plate. They could go to Sosa right now. But he's going to leave Palmer in there. Palmer to the belt, looks at Rojas at second. The pitch home to Callison, who's 0 for 3 on the day. The pitch to Johnny. With a range check, get to the kitchen. Get to the kitchen, it's a range check. And this is to left. Cromartie. Not going to get there. It's a base hit. It's a base hit for Callison, and Rojas will be held at third. So we got men at the corners. Excuse me. Whew. All that vaping I do. No, I don't vape. Just a joke. Just a little humor. I don't do the vaping. It's actually tuberculosis. No, it's not tuberculosis. I don't have tuberculosis. All right, 1 out. Rojas on third. Callison on first. Tony Taylor has been retired already. The tying run is coming to the plate, and that's going to do it for Dick Williams. He has seen enough. And we're going to see Elias Sosa, the right-handed closer for the 1979 Expos. And the Expos just aren't letting it be easy. Sosa's spot in the bullpen will be taken by Stan Bonson. And for whatever reason, Fryman is going to sit down. And Rudy May is going to take his spot. So it's still lefty and a righty in the Expos bullpen. The tying run is at the plate in the person of Richie Allen. It's 4-1 Expos. 2 men aboard, men at the corners. Rojas at third, Callison at first. There's 1 man out. Richie Allen stands in against the right-handed closer, Elias Sosa. Forgot to give you Palmer's numbers. David, 7 1/3 innings on the day. He allowed 5 hits. He walked 2. And he struck out 2. He allowed 1 earned run so far. No home runs. Sosa to the belt, looks at the runners, pitch to Allen. Oh, man. Phillies are unbelievable. This one is hit to the gap, to center field. It's going to get past Dawson and go all the way to the wall. Rojas scores from third. It's 4-2. Callison gets to third and will be held. And with one out, the tying runs are now in scoring position. For Philadelphia, it's 4-2 Expos. The Phillies win, they go to the World Series. The Expos win, we're back here for Game 5 tomorrow. Wes Covington is at the plate. Oh, man. There's two men on. Covington is a monster for this team. He's 0 for 2 today. Sosa, oh, man, how are they going to do this? Yeah. They're going to walk him. Dick Williams wants Wes Covington walked with first base open. That'll load the bases, but set up a double play. And Gene Mauch is out of catcher, so Gus Triandos has to bat. The bases are loaded. Callison at third, Allen at second, Covington at first, and Triandos, a .250 hitter in 1964, but a .339 on base average. The bases will be loaded. There's one man out. Triandos is a huge double play target. Let's see what happens here. Sosa to the belt, checks all the runners. There's one man out. A double play gets them out of it. The pitch home. That's ball. No! Gus Triandos with a base hit to right field. Gus Triandos hit a base hit to right field. That scores Callison with the tying run. Here comes Allen. Around third, and Valentine has a gun, and they're going to hold. They're going to hold. Man. They're going to send him. They want the World Series. They're sending him. Allen around third. Valentine with an absolute rifle in right field. Allen's being waved. The throw home is not in time. Allen is safe. The Phillies tie the game on a 2-run single by Gus Triandos. And Covington on the throw gets all the way to third base. The Expos are falling apart. It's 4-4 in the 8th. Men at the corners again. Covington at third. Triandos at first. Covington is the lead run. And Frank Thomas will be the batter. Now the Expos have to play their infield in with men at first and third, because that 5th run is the one that will put them behind. We're in the top of the 8th. Sosa has not retired anybody yet. May and Bonson are throwing in the Expos bullpen. Frank Thomas, Frank Thomas 0 for 3 with a strikeout so far in this game. They could hit for him. They're not gonna. He's in there to mash. The pitch from Sosa. Ball 2. Thomas takes ball 2. He's ahead 2 balls, no strikes. Thomas. Chance to be a hero. Covington works on his lead. Triandos at first base. Expos infield is in. The pitch home to Thomas is hit high and deep. The Phillies, Valentine to the wall. It's gone. It's out of here. Frank Thomas has hit a 3-run dong, and it's now Phillies 7, Expos 4 on a 3-run bomb by Frank Thomas. No, not that one. Holy Toledo, it's a 6-run eighth for the Phillies. They now lead the Expos 7-4. If they win this game, it's World Series time. Yikes. And that is going to do it for Sosa, who had nothing. But it might be a little too late. Holy Toledo, Mahaffey is going to be allowed to bat, which nobody thought was going to happen. And we're going to see a new pitcher for the Expos. It's going to be Rudy May. Sosa turns into an arsonist. He allows all of the inherited runners to score and 4 of his own. Elias allowed no runs, no strikeouts, 1 walk. It was intentional. 3 hits, a double, a single, and a bomb by Frank Thomas. And the 1964 Phillies have taken a 7-4 lead. In the top of the 8th, in a game, if they win, they go to the World Series. The Expos and their fans are in shock. Dick Williams is saying, "Oh my God, am I going to get fired again?" Art Mahaffey at the plate with 1 out and nobody on, and a jubilant Phillies dugout. The pitch to Art, and nobody really cares. He hits a ground ball to short. Chris Spire gloves it and throws to Perez to make 2 outs in the top of the 8th. And Ruben Amaro, 264 on the year in 1964. The pitch to him is hit in the air to left. In comes Covington. So Cromartie makes the play and retires the Phillies in the 6th. But the Phillies pick the perfect time to put up a crooked number, a 6-spot, 6, as in 5+1, gives the Phillies a 7-4 lead. To the bottom of the 8th we go. Art Mahaffey goes from being skipped in the Phillies rotation to maybe one of the heroes of the game. Carter, Perez, Parrish. Phillies may make some defensive changes here. Thomas is pretty brutal with the glove. Yeah, they're getting him out of there. Thomas will be replaced in the field by Vic Power, one of the very best. So Frank gets to cool off and ponder the next mean thing that he's going to do to Richie Allen. So Power is in. Power will bat in the 6th spot where Thomas is, and he is in at first base. Everybody else stays the same. Mahaffey home to Carter. It'll be Carter, Perez, and Parrish in the bottom of the 8th. The Expos are in shock. Do they have a comeback in them? This one is hit in the air to center. Cookie Rojas will make the catch, and that's out number 1. Tony Perez with 2 homers on the day. He's done his job. 2 for 3. Ground ball. Foul by Perez. Next pitch is ball 4. Mahaffey does the only thing he shouldn't do, and that is walk Perez, walk a batter. Parrish shot down again at the plate. 2 for 2, though, with a double and a walk. Shot down at the plate in the 6th, trying for an insurance run. But Parrish has huge power. Mahaffey to the belt, the pitch home. Got a range check. Get to the kitchen. Get to the kitchen. It's a range check. It's at third, and it's a by Allen. Ticks off his glove toward Amaro. Perez will hold at second, and the Expos have 2 on with their tying run at the plate in Warren Cromartie. Now their bullpen is going. It's Roebuck and Rick Wise. Oh, no, he can't throw. He pitched. All they got, oh, man. John Boozer and Ed Roebuck are throwing in the Phillies bullpen. Mahaffey's got to work his way out of this. If the Phillies are going to get to the World Series, we're in the bottom of the 8th. There's one man out. Cromartie is 2 for 3 with a double on the day. He has also struck out. The pitch to Warren. Unbelievable. It's hit to right field. Johnny Callison is moving toward the line, but he's going to get there and make the play. Perez will hold at second. Maybe he could have tagged, but it's Tony Perez after all. You got to be kidding me. And Chris Spire will come up with 2 on and 2 out in the bottom of the 8th. It's going to be Rusty Staub called on to bat for Spire because Dick Williams can't watch Spire try and get another hit. So Rusty Staub, acquired late in the season from Detroit by the Expos for situations much like this one, will bat. Rudy May is in the on-deck circle, but you got to know he's not going to bat if Staub should reach. There's 2 on, there's 2 out. Staub is the tying run at the plate against Art Mahaffey, the right-hander to the belt. The pitch home to Rusty. Hit in the air to left. It's driven back. Covington is back. He's to the wall, and he's got it for the 3rd out. Rusty Staub gave the ball a ride, but couldn't get it out of here. The Expos try, but fail to score in the 8th. Mahaffey, yikes, scares the bejesus out of everybody. Gene Mauch back to the smokes. We're going to the 9th. It's the 64 Phillies 7, the 79 Expos 4. If the Phillies win, it's World Series time. In the 9th, Rudy May is back on the mound. He will face Cookie Rojas, Tony Taylor, and Johnny Callison for the 64 Phillies. And their champagne is on ice. Rojas 1 for 1. He led off the 8th and scored after he singled. The pitch from May. Chopped up the middle off May's glove. Bouncing toward Mason now at shortstop. Mason gloves it but can't make the play. That will mean that Rojas reaches with an infield hit. Jim Mason, and you might just disagree about whether he sucked or not, but he is now in at shortstop and batting 8th in the Expos lineup. Rojas is safe at first. An insurance run looks big to the Phillies at this point. Taylor, not an accomplished bunter, but might be asked to put one down. May to the belt. He squares. He gets it down. This one bounces to Parrish, who's going to throw to Scott at first on the sacrifice. That moves Rojas up to second base. Callison comes up. Callison is up. Allen is on deck. Covington after him if anybody reaches. Rojas working on his lead off second base. Callison, a left-handed batter, facing the left-handed May. Johnny is 1 for 4 on the day. He scored a run and struck out. The pitch. Hit in the air to center. Dawson is over toward left center and makes the catch. Rojas will retreat to second, and Richie Allen stands in. They could walk him with first base open and go after Covington, which would actually probably mean a pinch hitter from the Phillies, and that would probably be Alex Johnson, since Herrnstein is the only one left other than Johnson. But they're gonna, oh man, no, they're not. They're walking Richie Allen. Dick Williams holds up 4 fingers. Unlike Goose Gossage, Rudy May is going to listen to Dick Williams when he holds up 4 fingers. And that means Covington is due, and that's going to be the end of Covington's day. Wes 0 for 2 with a walk, with 2 walks, 1 intentional, and it's going to be Alex Johnson to try and put this thing maybe out of reach for the Phillies. Johnson will bat for Covington in the 9th. Rudy May is going to be left in to face the left fielder, or the pinch hitter for the Phillies, the right-handed version of their left field platoon. Alex Johnson in 1964 at 303. He slugged .495. Rudy May's got his hands full. The scene, Cookie Rojas at second, Richie Allen at first. There's 2 men out. We're in the top of the 9th. The Phillies lead 7-4. They trailed 3-0. They trailed 3-1. They trailed 4-1 until they stormed back with 6 in the top of the 8th. Highlighted by a Frank Thomas, not that Frank Thomas, 3-run dong. Pitch to Alex Johnson. Struck him out on a breaking ball from Rudy May on the strikeout modifier. The Phillies don't score in the 9th. Johnson will go out to left field for the bottom of the 9th. We're going to have a new pitcher batting 7th in the order. It's going to be Ed Roebuck, who's going to be called on to try and save this game and send the Phillies to the World Series. Ed Roebuck on the road is an A reliever. You know him from the Brooklyn Dodgers. He's an A reliever on the road. He has a walk modifier at 77. He has a maximum of 1 inning pitched. This is his situation. Baldwin not available today. Be careful how you say that. And we're going to have a pinch hitter for Rudy May to lead off the 9th. It's going to be Jerry White, hoping to get something started for Montreal. Another dramatic National League World Championship Series game. In this series, we've had 2 one-run games, and they come down to the wire in this one. Jerry White, Rodney Scott, Ellis Valentine for the Expos in the 9th. Ed Roebuck throws heat. White, 297 in 1979. He's a switch-hitting outfielder batting for May. The pitch to Jerry. We got a range check. Get to the kitchen. It's a range check. Roebuck grabs it and throws to power for the out. Holy smokes. Roebuck dives for the ball, lands on his belly, grabs it, and throws to power for the first out of the 9th. Expos fans thought they had a base runner, but no. Rodney Scott. He's 0 for 3 on the day with a walk, a run scored, and a whiff. Pitch to Rodney. We got an error check. We have an error check. I'm dropping dice left and right. It's not good. The error check is to third. Richie Allen kicks it. And Scott will reach with an error with 1 out in the 9th. The brown that you see on Richie Allen's pants leg is not from sliding. It's 1 out in the 9th. And Scott is aboard. Ellis Valentine is up. Andre Dawson would be the tying run on deck if Valentine can reach. Roebuck to the belt. Gene Mauch chewing his nails. The pitch to Ellis. Struck him out on some high heat from Roebuck. Gas. And with 2 outs and Scott at first, the Phillies are 1 out from the World Series. Andre Dawson, 2 for 4 on the day with a strikeout and a stolen base. Roebuck to the belt. He looks at Scott. Scott's not going anywhere. Carter is on deck. The pitch to Dawson. Hit on the ground to third. Richie Allen's going to go the short way to Taylor at second, and that's it. The 64 Phillies have won the National League Championship Series 7-4 over the Montreal Expos from 1979. Holy cow, the 64 Phillies are getting their World Series. The line score, the totals. For the 64 Phillies, they scored 7 runs on 9 hits, and they committed 2 errors. For the vanquished 1979 Expos, they scored 4 runs on 9 hits. They left runners all over the place. They could have put Bennett out of the game early, but didn't get it done, and it came back to bite them hard. And they committed 1 error. The winning pitcher for the 64 Phillies is Art Mahaffey, one of the regulation goats of the regular season, a man forgotten by Gene Mock down the stretch. Maybe he should have been forgotten. It's a tough call. Gene Mock gets a bad rap for 64, in my opinion. The losing pitcher for the Montreal Expos is Elias Sosa. Sosa, 0-3 in the tournament with a pair of losses in this series. So, we can, with a pen, write in the National League champion for the Pine Tar Baseball Great Teams Tournament, and it is the 1964 Phillies. Something important has also happened here. As you see, the A's and the Royals are still doing battle. Game 4 coming up between those two clubs in Oakland. If Kansas City wins, it's over. But by winning today, the Phillies set up their ace, and that's Jim Bunning for Game 1 of the World Series. That is a huge advantage because the Phillies will not have the home field in the World Series, so they will be on the road for Games 1 and 2. Bunning, as you can see, is an A pitcher on the road. Okay, so the Phillies win the series, the National League Championship Series. They advance to the World Series by beating the 65 Dodgers, the 86 Mets, and the 79 Expos. Their record to this point, 9-2 in this tournament against some of the best teams in recent memory. 9-2. They are no joke. Now we get to figure out who it's going to be on the American League side. Thank you so much for joining me. Pine Tar Baseball, TTLBaseballGame.com. That's where you get this game and these teams. TTLBaseballGame.com. Thank you so much for joining me. Congratulations to all the fans of the 1964 Phillies. They advanced to the World Series by a score of 7-4 and eliminate the 79 Expos in 4 games. Thank you for joining me. My name's Kurt Berglund. Please click like and subscribe to my channel. Leave a comment. Tell me how you like the game. And stay tuned for more Pine Tar baseball action coming up. Have a great day. So long, everybody.